aspiration, it wasn't like I'm going to go, I'm a pro athlete. You see The Rock, I'm playing Miami Dolphins, and I'm going to go this route. And okay, I'm going to go do movies. I'm going to act. I'm going to pursue this. Like for you to say, I'm going to go fighting, then I'm going to go comedy, and then eventually I want to be able to do X, Y, Z. That was not the case for you.
No, I just go, and then if I enjoy it, then I just build the best team around me, and then try and have the most fun, and hopefully it works out.
Got it. So what's next for you? What do you want to do next? Big project that excites you.
It'd be literally the Thick Boy Network in my own studio, and we do several shows out of there. Similar to what you guys have here. We do 1 million shows out of there. It's funny you asked me that because Rob Dyrdek, he was on the show, and he was looking at things, and he's like, so what's the plan? And he kept going, what's the plan? I'm like, dude, quit fucking asking what the plan is. And then I made fun of him for it, and he kind of shut him down, which is probably not the smart thing to do because he's a brilliant dude. And then a week goes by, and he goes, hey, I need to talk to you. It's been bothering me all week, man. You got to have a plan. And he goes, can you FaceTime tomorrow at 4? I'm like, sure, dude. So he FaceTimed me, and he was just, he's a good mentor to have. And he's like, you're 38. When I was 38, you're the exact same as me, man. You're making this much money. You're doing this. You think everything's all good, but I never had a plan. And he said another guy asked him, like, what's your plan, and really helped him out. So I'm coming up with a plan, what I want. Yeah.
Cool. Super Jacket's a great company, man. Like, those guys produce a whole bunch of shit, dude.
No, I just think, is it? Are you with WME? Are you with any of those guys, or you're independent yourself? CAA. Okay. I mean, you're with the big guys. So, I just think like when you see this, how much of it is the individual cast and the vision of who they want to be? How much of it is the agent or the manager from CAA saying, hey, have you thought about this? I think you can be X, Y, Z. I think you can be, that. I wonder if that conversation is had.
Are you pitching or are you getting pitched? Like,
They've pitched me on a number of auditions for certain things, but it's just, we're in a different world now. So it's like, let's say I get booked to do some movie, unless I'm fucking the next Batman or something. It doesn't make sense for me to do Vancouver for 8 weeks, miss my kids, miss all the podcasts, all the stand-up. I'll make more money owning my own business, doing all the other stuff. I would be on this movie.
This close to say you make more money doing OnlyFans, man.
Oh, man. Well, you never know. Never say never.
You never know.
Some hot traps out there.
You gotta have a plan, man. You gotta have a plan.
You never know.
Oil me up, man.
But by the way, this is exactly what they don't want to hear.
No,
they don't want to hear that what he just said, because the level of desperation.
They
to
need
say, hey,
desperate
man,
people.
Give me any job, man. I'll take anything. Give me anything you got.
They need their 15%.
I mean, my agent at CAA and the guys, they won't mind me saying this, but we butt heads because they only touch touring, or if they, if there's an acting gig, or they sold my special for me. So you eat what you kill for me. I'm not your traditional Johnny Depp where you get 10% of everything I do. The podcast network and my shows completely.
Oh, so you don't have an overall deal then?
No, not at all.
That's all you negotiate that?
Yeah,
Dope.
all that. Yeah, so
cool.
They don't touch anything in my podcast. They don't touch it, man. I run that all myself. Myself.
Again, different model. That's it's a complete different model.
For them.
I bet it is. What did
we learn from Chaz? Chaz Palminteri sat there, told the story about how he sold a Bronx Tale. And it was the most incredible story I ever heard in my life. Yeah. There's only 2 guys in the history of Hollywood that did this, him and Sylvester Stallone. Long story short, dude is broke. People that have watched the podcast, you know which podcast this was. Broke. Has a car that's the bottom of it's rusted out in the passenger seat. Doesn't even have a bottom. He gets offered $100,000 for Bronx Tale, but he can't play the lead. He can't play Sonny. Turns it down. $200,000. Turns it down. $500,000. Turns it down. Cold million. And if you say no, we're dropping you as a client. Turns it down.
Oh, damn.
Says, I'm going to be Sonny. Ends up signing a deal with Robert De Niro. He's Sonny. His whole career goes from there. Analyze this, everything else. But the ability to say no, nobody's saying no.
No.
Yeah, but for every one story like that during that time, there are tens of thousands. Like, Bruce
100%.
Springsteen, hey, your voice sucks, but you got good lyrics. You could be a good writer, but you're not a good... For every one of those, and then the Rocky story, he sold his dog. Everybody's heard those stories.
But the business model has changed for good and bad because there's no criteria to start your own podcast. There's no criteria for you, to get famous off YouTube and then try and do stand up, because you can sell tickets. They're going to book you no matter if you're the worst comic in the world. So it's a blessing and a curse.
So the industry still tries to we talked about it a little bit off air. They still look down their nose a little bit at YouTube, and they're but at the same time, I think it's because it takes the power away from them. Like
Correct.
it's an international.
They're trying to figure it out, though.
It's an international casting call. I mean, you're out here talking to the whole world, and then the world can decide whether they like you or not.
Correct.
It's not somebody in an ivory tower in downtown LA green lighting you. The world is green lighting you,
Yeah.
or not.
No, yeah, Hollywood doesn't have the power anymore. Go, all right, this guy can do this guy can't. They really don't do
I mean,
that.
you saw what Ricky Gervais said at the
Oscars?
awards. Yeah, the Oscars. But he got up and says, "Listen, you guys may well just throw in the towel and give all the awards to Netflix. They're kicking your ass, right?" Yeah. But he's right. I mean, that was Ricky Gervais. Every time he gives this message, there's depth in his thinking. That guy is a brilliant guy.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love him.
His speech. I hope they book this guy again. I really hope. I don't know if they're going to do it or not.
I think they're scared to.
Oh, never. My God.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.